I think my mom and Uncle Jim were always saying that like my first word was ball or something like that. And from the time that I was really young till I got older, sports has always been a part of my life.
Uncle Jim, what do you think of all of this?
Well, when he was born, I told his mom that he was going to be famous from the start.
Wait a second, tell me this story.
I predicted that he'd be the one to beat Mike Tyson. But this one turned out better.
Can you believe it, that this is your journey today?
Not really, no.
Yeah.
Especially this little guy. I can't believe that he's getting so big.
It's one of my greatest appreciations is that me and my mom have both talked about how like we grew up and we didn't have the most money in the world. But one of the biggest things from day one is that I've always had like a supportive family. My mom's had to sacrifice so much throughout my life. So me, my brother, and my sister can live our lives the best we can. And there's a lot of sacrifice that needs to be made. And I've been very grateful and thankful to have so many people in my life that have been willing to make that sacrifice. And
when kids are younger, it's like, oh, are they listening to you? Your kids get older and, they repeat some of the stuff. It's like, oh, thank God they listened.
How common would family dinners be?
so like I think that's one of the trickiest things is that like my mom always worked 2 jobs, and part of the reason why I have so much respect for my mom is because I don't understand how it was possible. In between those 2 jobs, she was taking the bus to get to her next job. And then she would come home and she's like cleaning up the mess that we did and like, and then
food in like the slow cooker that I could put it in
yeah, exactly.
the next morning so that they had food to eat.
Packing our lunches like in the morning before we go off to school and then like making sure that we have dinner that night.
I can't imagine working too and managing everything else to go with that is, I don't know. It's unbelievable, yeah.
I want to tell you guys a story about the night Damian won in Tokyo. Obviously, no fans, but I think this articulates the type of person Damian is. Has just won. And he goes around the entire stadium and he thanks all of the volunteers and he's applauding the volunteers. In your moment of glory, you were thanking the volunteers who allowed in the midst of a pandemic for the Olympics to happen and for that moment to happen. That is beautiful.
The Olympics don't happen very often. It's just like, sure, it takes some extra time to go around to like thank all the people that you can. It's a small amount of time that will go a long way to someone's life, and maybe that means the whole world to them and maybe they become the next Olympic champion, right? So you just never know. I think that it's really important that if you're in a position to give back, then you try to do the best that you can.
Feed the Dream by Sobeys, official grocer of Team Canada.